There's a lot of push and pull in April. Stay tuned for this month's energy forecast. The force of energy that's coming forward for April, it was a little bit surprising to me when I started to tune into the energies for this month because it almost feels like we're resisting this force that's coming forward to propel us forward. And you really are being asked to look at what are you willing to allow and align with this month. So this theme of allowing is really important to understand how you feel, trusting your feelings about your alignment. And if you can trust feelings about alignment this month, it's really going to help pull you through. There's a resisting that's happening because as we see changes happening that are very good for us, we're actually in a place of chaos. Things are starting to kind of crumble, fall apart in some areas of our life, and we're really resisting that crumbling. We're really resisting that chaotic nature that things are coming to kind of like smaller pieces being broken down. And that resisting might not allow all your opportunities for alignment to come in. So it's better to stay in a place of your true power. So what is your true power here? Your true power is to disengage, to kind of allow that force of energy to push. And it is really hard and it's actually quite tiring. Remember, we're in eclipse season. So there's a lot of these layers and layers of wounds that we have been uncovering, and that's been happening in March. And now it's kind of bleeding into April, and we're just a little bit tired, feeling fatigued. And it's important to respect the fatigue and know that you don't have to push. Your own force is not as needed right now. The universe already has the force behind you to correct the things in your life that need to be corrected. So it's about allowing the force of the universe to work with ease instead of you pushing your own personal energy forward right now because our personal energy has been depleted. So use the universe's forceful energy forcing us forward on our paths. Allow the universe to do that so you don't fatigue yourself. Your true power is calling. So April is showing you what your true power is. And this may have been something that you've been obsessing about, thinking about for a really long time. And you're starting to see that, wait a second, this is who I am and it is okay. And I've fought it for a really, really long time. And I've come across this a lot in my work, especially around things that aren't as socially acceptable, like spirituality. So when you come into the psychic development, the psychic awareness, intuition, and you are fascinated by it, you're interested in it, you're intrigued, and you want to know more, but you're afraid what other people will think or say. There's this like force that's pushing us to see that who we are is not wrong. Who you are is who you came here to be. And so, how could it be wrong? And the universe, remember, source consciousness does not make mistakes. So, your true power is unraveling. It's coming out. The force of the universe is behind you, and we're all feeling a little bit like maybe a little bit almost overwhelmed. Like there's so many creative pieces coming together for many people right now and inspirations that they're almost like, kind of scrambling a bit, like where should I land? And really, the last pieces of our woundedness are really, really hitting hard this month. So that we need to release that victimhood, that old story, the pain that we have had from the past, from past relationships, cannot carry forward into the future. So if you can release the need to be right, you can release your victimhood, you can release the pain, being a martyr, or feeling even personal guilt. April is a month that will just blow you away with clear focus in the right direction, but it's almost a direction that you never thought you could fully embody or accept. And groundedness is going to keep us in this place, having deep roots. Remember the quote, when the roots run deep, there's no reason to fear the wind. Keep your roots nice and deep this month, as things will kind of seem wonky and weird. The energy is a little strange and it's throwing us off. It's really pushing us to our true calling, our true nature, our true power. And so staying in this place of radical trust, saying, wow, I know things feel a little wonky and weird right now out there, but I know who I am. I know what I stand for. I know what I'm working towards, the path that I'm moving on. So please remember, when the roots run deep, there is no reason to fear the wind. So there's going to be a lot of things kind of feeling odd, like kind of feeling off, but you need to keep coming back to center, staying grounded, and trust your feelings. Trust your emotions, trust your feelings. So this like ability to be grounded and deeply grounded allows us to actually create more abundance. Why? Because we feel safe. That radical trust in the universe that you are on a path and that you are going in the direction you need to go in is so important. And you'll feel this like deep inner core, this right to the core of your being. This could shatter all the perceptions you've even had about yourself. So really important to just stay in that security and safety so you can continue to manifest what you want. And now we have the universe working with us, and really remember to allow the universe to do its work so that you aren't tiring yourself out. You aren't using too much of your personal sacred life force energy. We need to open the gates and allow the flood. Open the dam, allow the flood of energy, and it's such a good time to co-create with the universe and manifest what you want, as long as it feels like it's in alignment with you. And the best way to tell if something is in alignment with you is just to kind of take a moment, take a deep breath, breathing, thinking, I'm just clearing everything out of my system, all the thoughts, all the little pop ups, all the problems, clear everything out of your system. And then allow things to come into your awareness, and you can watch them as an observer and then decide how you feel about them. So it's like you're slowing down time. You're slowing down everything so the things come into your awareness a little slower so you have time to look at it, because we remember intuition so fast. Sometimes we can't even think that fast. So we're asking our emotions to guide us. Allow things to come into your awareness in a way that you can understand it, see it, process it, and have a curiosity about it and decide how you feel. Trust your feelings, and radical trust that the source consciousness does not make mistakes ever, ever, ever. So this month is a big, big time for that radical trust, but also rigorous honesty with self and others. This means making sure that you are setting good boundaries with yourself and with others, and that you are authentic. You're authentically telling people what you need and what you want. And in this, there's this act of love in self. This act of love, of caring for yourself, is highlighted in April. And the feeling, like, you remember in March, there was an energy of taking center stage and owning everything you are. And April has that energy still kind of overlapping, of like, stand out in front, know your worth, allow your light to shine. And you can only do that after you've stopped resisting who you really are and realizing that I am worthy. There is nothing wrong with me. I am not a mistake. My dreams and goals are not a mistake. They are exactly who I need to be, and the earth needs every single one of us, our global community. So the community feeling in April is just so nice. I just feel like once we're broadcasting from alignment, once we're broadcasting our vibration from a place of, I'm not resisting anymore. If you are intuitive, psychic, feel like you're a medium, any of these things, you don't have to go into the world and, like, force yourself to read people. But the acceptance is so important. And I'm just using that as an example because in the past, it hasn't been really socially acceptable to say, I'm a psychic. And I was just thinking about this because I just left my son's parent teacher interviews and I was thinking, the little panic thought enters my mind still because I used to be a public school teacher and I knew how I would be judged if I had said I was a psychic. So I still had that little old panic signal come in and say, what are you going to say if they ask you what you do for a living? And I was like, just a little panic moment. And then I felt this calm wash over me. And this calm thought came in and said, you are a psychic medium. And the feeling of it was more important than the words. The feeling of settledness within myself that I fully accept who I am. And I'm in a place where I can talk about it, even with these past peers and colleagues that I would have been very worried in the past about what they thought. And that feeling really draws forward that same vibrational currency of people in your life. You are going to attract people that are exactly where you are. And so clearing the clutter, clearing the resistance, knowing that there's going to be chaos as things realign, but staying in a place of accepting who you are, loving your passion, loving your obsession is a place where you need to be to have the vibration kind of trickle out into the world to collect your community, collect like minded people. And this is also a time we're kind of protecting our new relationships by making sure that our past relationships do not overshadow. And what I mean by that is you could have a trauma or a trigger point from a past relationship. Be very careful to not paint everyone with the same brush. If you are in a new relationship, you cannot take the old stories and filter them and lay them over this new relationship. It just will not work. And I'm telling you, April is very favorable for good, aligned people to come into your life. Companionship energy is really high in April. And this collaborative energy where we can work together as equals on a team. So, this beautiful harmony is happening in relationships around you. And you just need to allow this to happen piece by piece, step at a time, and not go ahead and have an expectation of how things are going to turn out because you don't know. And the energy, the new energy of people coming into your life or coming back to you if they've been in your life before, that new energy cannot be judged by the old experiences. Our senses for April are heightened, very sensual energy in April. It's okay to indulge. It's okay to be joyful, find things that make you joyful, and delight in the senses in April. All the senses. And that means your sensual energy is higher. Your energy around enjoying, savoring is much higher this month. If you are developing your psychic abilities, what an amazing month to take the time to tune into your physical senses. If you can tune into your physical senses and really pay attention, observe, stay in awareness, you can really heighten your intuition. Remember that spirit or the energies around you can only communicate through things that you already know. So they're using your catalog of perceptions to speak to you. So expose yourself to new experiences and really savor them and tune in all the five senses to make sure that you are getting into that real heart of the feeling. Connecting your physical senses to emotions can also help us develop our intuition. So remember, it's a great month to allow the universe to steer this ship and to allow what is happening, allow your true power to come out, allow your true power to shine. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss another forecast.